I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Friday, August 7th. Today.
They can actually not only have the conversation with you, give you the information, but then also give you the prescription.
Expanding options, where Manitobans can now get birth control without needing a prescription from their doctor first. Also today, flight cancellation, fallout.
We were just in shock by her words.
How much a Winnipeg family says it's out after a connecting flight was preemptively canceled due to the WestJet flight attendant strike. Plus, a home run, the history made by the Winnipeg Goldeyes last night. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It's now easier to get free birth control in Manitoba.
So we want women and those who need this care to have the access in their communities.
Health Minister Yusoma Asagara announced today pharmacists can assess, prescribe, and administer eligible contraceptives. Pharmacists must complete approved training before they can provide contraceptive assessments and prescribe birth control. Eligible prescription contraceptives include oral pills, hormonal patches, vaginal rings, and intramuscular injections. Pharmacists Manitoba has been advocating for this change, saying pharmacists already have the skill and training needed to provide the care.
The pharmacist often forms relationships with their patients, seeing them and their family for their medication needs many times a year. Pharmacists are a trusted source of reliable information and high-quality care. To now be able to help women with their reproductive health needs is an honor and a true win for Manitobans.
As of this morning, more than 200 pharmacists have been authorized to provide this care. Eligible Manitobans with a valid health card can receive up to 3 contraceptive assessments from a pharmacist and up to 4 contraceptive injections each year at no cost. Manitobans are encouraged to contact their pharmacy to make sure the service is being offered. A fisherman in Selkirk has quite the tale to tell after hooking an unusual catch. Around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, RCMP say the man was fishing on the waterfront when he caught a grenade. The Manitoba RCMP Explosives Disposal Unit contacted the Canadian Armed Forces, who analyzed the item. It was determined to be a training grenade from the 1950s. No safety pin was attached, and it was deemed safe to move for disposal. RCMP are reminding the public not to touch, move, or disturb any object that appears to be an explosive device. WestJet passengers are still dealing with the fallout of the one-day flight attendant strike, and one Winnipeg family says it's cost them thousands.
It only lasted, the strike only lasted 10 hours, but, you know, complete chaos right at the airport.
Lori Bagulka and her family planned a trip to Paris flying with WestJet last weekend. When they landed in Calgary to catch their connecting flight, they were told it had been preemptively canceled due to the strike. Rogulka says WestJet initially offered the group of 8 just $250, leaving them stranded in Calgary with no accommodations and little communication.
In fact, the agent kept saying to us in the beginning when we first went up and said, well, what can we do? And she said, well, you should be grateful that we're giving you $250 for 8 of you. And she said, we don't have to do anything. And we were just in shock by her words.
Rogulka says WestJet has since offered to refund her family $5,000, but she says they're out more than $20,000 as most of their hotels and tours in Europe could not be refunded. They're making a claim with WestJet for the remaining expenses and considering taking the airline to court over the matter. CTV News has reached out to WestJet. We are still waiting for a response. Winnipeg drivers are being warned to expect some traffic disruptions on a pair of major routes this weekend. The city says rail crossing maintenance work will close Kenniston Boulevard in both directions between Lindenwood Drive East and Rothwell Road. And Lagimodiere Boulevard will close to southbound traffic from Dugald Road to Marion Street. Both of these closures begin tonight at 6 o'clock and end at 6 o'clock Monday morning. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Friday is here. The weekend's about to begin. How's it shaping up weather-wise, Colleen?
Overall, quite nice. It's sort of a Goldilocks forecast. It won't be cold, but it won't be searing hot or humid. We'll have some nice temperatures in the low to mid-20s throughout the weekend, really pushing more toward the mid-20s. Today's been a nice one. We have lots of sunshine right now, but further off to the east, we have some scattered showers once again, just exiting Manitoba, crossing into northwestern Ontario. A little bit of non-severe thunderstorm activity right around the Red Lake area. I will have more details on the weekend ahead and how those temperatures are shaping up, how much sun we'll see when we could see some more rain here in Winnipeg, and what conditions will be looking like as we get into next week. But let's take a look right now through the CTV Live Eye. It is brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it is 22 degrees. I'd say it's not so sunny. It's actually more cloudy out there by the looks of it. With the Humidex, sure, why not? Let's add one. It feels like 23. Winds out of the northwest at 28 kilometers an hour. The pressure's dropping and the humidity right now is 45%. Out on the roads on this Friday afternoon, a lot of people fleeing downtown. Their traffic pretty heavy, leaving the Midtown Bridge, heading down Donald toward Confusion Corner to get their weekend underway.
Well, speaking of downtown, I am at the RBC Convention Center at the First Nations Pavilion. Still to come, we'll learn more about some traditions as well as take in the sights and sounds, including some modern music.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Taking a look at the markets today, crude oil added 89 cents. The loonie closed the week at 71.72 cents U.S. Gold futures jumped $100. The TSX was up 244 points. The Dow Jones gained 151 points, while the Nasdaq climbed 342 points. Manitoba's unemployment rate remains the lowest in Canada. The jobless rate fell to 5% in July, down 0.4 of a point from the month before. Winnipeg also saw a drop of 0.2 of a point to 5.7%. Canada added 75,000 jobs in July as the national unemployment rate fell for a third straight month to 6.4%. That's the lowest level it's been in 2 years. The unemployment rate among young people remained relatively unchanged at 12.6%. But Statistics Canada says the summer job market was better than last year. We continue our Folklorama tour of the world tonight at the First Nations Pavilion, which is back after taking a year off in 2025. CTV's Taylor Brock is learning all about cultural traditions, teachings, and the importance of building relationships tonight. So, Taylor, what can visitors at that pavilion expect?
Well, that is exactly why I have Chief Bear with me right now at the First Nations Pavilion. So, Chief Bear, can you tell me a little bit more about where you came from to be able to make it to your first time at a pavilion here for Folklorama?
I come from northern Manitoba, a little ridge called Puckatawagan. It took us 2 hours to fly down here to get down here for this big event. The biggest event in Manitoba, the biggest event in Canada. We're very proud of it to be part of it. I always saw this on TV. That's the only time. That's the only time I saw this on TV. Now I'm a big part of it today. And it's very, very, very awesome.
What's it like for you to see people interact with First Nations traditions in this particular way?
Like I said, I only saw this on powwows. I saw this on TV. I go to other festivities and other reserves. But here in Winnipeg, downtown, the capital of Manitoba, first time I saw this, to engage with all the people of nationalities, of all people that live in the city, and to be part of it.
I mean, you're not just part of it, you are a big part of it. Of course, First Nations, there are quite a few different ones just here in Manitoba. It's hard to, well, display every single one. But you mentioned to me a little while earlier that it's your first time coming here and about your own journey of returning to Indigenous spirituality. What's it like at this point in history to be able to share that? I mean, we've got different medicines right in front of us right now. You're surrounded by people with beaded medallions and ribbon skirts.
We have all of this in North where I come from, but this we don't have. The people, the crowd. We come to the city. I come to the city many times, so it's a lot of us. But to be involved in an event like this, it is something else.
That's fair, and it's for myself very encouraging. Well, just to hear those cheers.
Yeah.
When you go back home to Puckatawagan, how are you going to describe that feeling to folks?
I'm going to tell stories like I like telling stories. And tell me, no, go to it. It's there. It's there for entertainment. There to good entertainment, good food, good people, good everything there.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and coming all the way to Folklorama and spending some of that time here with us at CTV. And still to come in the 6 o'clock show, we'll share more about the medicines and teachings that are currently here with us right now. That's still to come, though, merrily.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Taylor. The Winnipeg Goldeyes are on a roll. The Goldeyes swept their series against the Chicago Dogs last night with a 7-5 win at Blue Cross Park, marking their 12th consecutive win. And with that, the Fish have now broken the franchise-winning streak record. The win puts the Goldeyes a game and a half out of first place in the league. The team will try to keep the streak alive as it heads out on the road for a 3-day weekend series against the Salt Dogs in Lincoln, Nebraska.
So many great, fantastic memories.
An internationally acclaimed musician reminisces about his childhood and career, the honor that brought Brent Fitz back to the street where he grew up. Brady is back now for Spotlight, and we're beginning today with a real special honor from the city of Winnipeg for an internationally acclaimed musician.
That's right. It's a full circle moment for the drummer who's performed with the likes of Alice Cooper, Streetheart, and Gene Simmons.
I'm just a kid from the neighborhood.
A little bigger than that.
Well, a little bigger than that, yeah. The block where Brent Fitz grew up in Crestview and his parents lived until 2020 will now bear his name. Bella Vista Crescent between Voyageur Avenue and Rogan Drive is being given the name of Brent Fitz Way. Pretty cool. The connection Fitz continues to have with the city and the street that has led to the honorary street renaming.
I think I was on tour with Theory of a Dead Man, and my mom was like, if you need to do laundry, come on by. So we brought the tour bus down here. I think we banged the street sign, and the tour bus came down here. It was wintertime, and it got stuck, and it was a whole nightmare, but I'll never forget, my mom was like, pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Pretty down-to-earth guy. Now, fans will have the chance to see Fitz and his band Took when they perform over at the Bird Block Party on Saturday, August 15th.
Bird Block Party, always a good time.
Yes.
Even better when you got some hometown talent taking the stage. All right, back to week 1 of Folklorama, because it wraps up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And a whole new set of pavilions will kick off on Sunday.
Just like that. But before week 1 comes to a close, merrily, you'll want to lace up your lederhosen. Or strap it on, I guess. It's something to do with lederhosen, because the German pavilion wants to make you part of the family. I guess this is one of those times you say, if you know, you know, about how to apply said lederhosen. But anywho, this year's theme centers around Berlin, bringing the capital's creative spirit to life through a blend of traditional German performances and the more modern scene like German techno. You'll even get to see the actual pieces of the Berlin Wall. New this year to the food lineup, the Berliner, a traditional jam-filled donut. The German pavilion continues today and tomorrow, wraps up both nights with a late-night party which runs from 11 p.m. to 1:30 a.m.
Sounds like fun.
It does.
All right, now to a full weekend of family fun that is taking over Winkler this weekend.
That's right, and there's several free concerts that you won't want to miss. 80s icon
Taking me
Tiffany.
back to my younger days.
Yeah, I was like wondering how is she going to put that. Yeah.
We're going to have to tease our hair and head up to Winkler.
Listen, I feel very inspired. 80s icon Tiffany is headlining Saturday over at the Winkler Harvest Festival. Sunday sees Tim and the Glory Boys taking over the main stage, while Jackson Dean gets things started this evening. Throughout the day, you'll find everything from a midway, vendors, a petting zoo, strongman competition, and much more. Best of all, most of the programming is free of charge.
I understand how so many families are struggling with being able to afford these things. And so this is a great opportunity for families to come out, bring a picnic if you want. If you don't have the money for food trucks or anything like that, just bring a picnic, enjoy the shows, enjoy the kids zone. There's so many bouncy castles and trains and so on for your kids to enjoy. Just come out, enjoy, and be a part of the community.
The Winkler Harvest Festival kicked off today and runs through Sunday. Here's a look at just some of the other events taking place this weekend. The Winnipeg Tattoo Convention is on at Red River Exhibition Park. The St. Pierre-Joly area will be jumping with its annual Frog Follies and Ag Fair. Banana Days, well, that's on in Melita. There are also fairs in Kelwood and Gladstone. Enjoy a day of music and more at Music on Manitoba in Selkirk. The Living Prairie Museum hosts its Monarch Butterfly Festival. The Take Root Fest is on near Lac de Bonnie. Dalnevert Museum celebrates the 131st anniversary of the Victorian House. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
Don't say there's nothing to do.
No, don't even.
Thanks, Colleen.
That's right. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with Spring Break Murders. Crime Scene Investigators is on at 8. And at 9, it is The Rebuild inside the Montreal Canadiens. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at Notre Dame. Looks like things are moving pretty smoothly there. One traffic note, Maryland at Sargent. A note from a little earlier this afternoon. Lights were flashing red in all directions. So if you are still encountering that this evening, treat it as an always stop before moving through the intersection. Right now in the city, it's 22 degrees.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
There's been an exciting development at the world's slowest concert. The John Cage Organ Project has been playing the same song for 25 years at a church in Germany, but people listening in this week were treated to a rare chord change. John Cage was an artist who composed the piece 40 years ago. His only instruction, play it as slowly as possible. The performance is set to end by the year 2640.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
All right, Colleen, you listed off a bunch of outdoor festivals and concerts taking place this weekend, and it looks like the weather for the most part is going to cooperate.
Yeah, it took almost as long to read that list as that song in Germany. But yeah, lots to do, and the weather will cooperate. Like I said, Marilee, it's kind of a Goldilocks forecast, not too cool, not too hot. We'll take it. So today, it's been pretty nice. We've got the sun shining. We've got a breeze going here with these winds coming generally out of the west, or like the west-northwest right now. To the east, it looks like we've had some showers that have passed through places like Lac de Bonnie here in Manitoba. Out right now, there's a rain falling lightly in Red Lake and in Dryden in northwestern Ontario, into Sioux Look out as well. A little bit of lightning firing off as well, but it looks like that's non-severe. Up in the north, cloudy in northern Manitoba tonight. Now, there will be showers likely, not just tonight, but for the next few days. The reason being a low-pressure system out over Hudson Bay. So I'll show you how that plays out on the Futurecast. But here's a look at the current temperatures in Manitoba here in the south, low 20s. It's a little warmer in Morden and Winkler, 24 there. Here in Winnipeg, 22, 21, 22 across much of the south, including Brandon, northwestern Ontario and Kenora over the border there. It's 20 degrees. In the north, 21 in the Paw, 15 by the time you get to Thompson. Up in Churchill there, it is 12 degrees. Churchill, one of those communities that will see an awful lot of scattered showers intermittently over the next, not just a few hours, but the next few days. This is what I mean, but it's not just places like Churchill. It's not just along the coast. It's across southern Manitoba, it's into central areas, pushing off to the east and into northwestern Ontario, mostly associated with this low pressure system, not really going anywhere. Meanwhile, down here in the south, will be dry tonight, a sunny start to the day on Saturday. As we get into the afternoon, that's when the clouds are going to start to build up. Not too much though, but again, those scattered showers continuing for much of central and northern parts of the province and in northwestern Ontario, scattered. So it's not like going to be a steady rainfall in a lot of areas, just just more intermittent shower activity. Into Sunday we go, but you can see most areas in the north, or the most northern sections of northern Manitoba, right along the coastline, still on the soggy side. A little clearer finally for central areas, sunshine across southern Manitoba. 13 is our low tonight, mostly clear, winds out of the west at 20 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, the most sunshine we'll see will be in the morning, then we'll start to see the clouds stack up in the afternoon, a high rate around 23. Winds will pick up again out of the west at 30 kilometers an hour. The UV index for Saturday for Winnipeg is 6 or high. Quick look at the long-range forecast. Sunshine on Sunday, 24 degrees up to 23. Rain is possible on Monday. Now, the models widely disagree on this. They either say it's going to be dry or they say for sure it's going to rain. So that's where we're at right now. We get into Tuesday, there's a risk of thunderstorms up to 25 degrees. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud. Wednesday, Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud as well, with a pair of highs right around 23 degrees. Our first weather photo is a cute kitty enjoying the sunshine out near Notre Dame de Lourdes. That photo is from Diane. Now, Marilee, look closely at this next photo. Oh, that's not it.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
I'm looking closely.
Hang on. Well, it's a bit. Listen, I'm going to get that photo to you. There's a lot of ducks in it, and we need you to count because it's kind of a trick question. But until then, enjoy this lovely photo. This was near Douglas, Manitoba. That photo is from Troy. Douglas, by the way, isn't too far from Brandon. Send us your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
Netflix's newest release is a sci-fi thriller that features a family finding ways to survive after being sealed in their house by an unknown force. And they found a pretty unique way to promote it. Check this out. A billboard for the last house at the corner of Selma Avenue and Sunset Boulevard in LA has a performer living inside of it.
Oh.
He's supposed to be attempting to maintain a sense of normalcy while being stuck, so to speak, in his billboard house for extended periods of time. This stunt is obviously working. People are coming out and interacting with him. The man is set to live in the billboard house right through to tomorrow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know. But people get transfixed watching this stuff. Like in department store windows, you've seen this. Some people, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But if it's yours, hey.
Well, you got to go there. Or you could watch the Netflix show. And make sure you tune in at 6 because Colleen's going to have the ducks that we have to look very closely at.
Look very closely. You'll have to count them.
That's a hook. So don't go far. We're back in a half an hour, and we will have more from Folklorama. Hope to see you then.